Let's go!
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Big Daddy Cool Vinny Apostella, and you're listening live to a live edition of the Sportswire. Today is Monday, September 24th. I'm sorry, it's Thursday, September 24th, 2015, and we are here for our third live Sportswire in a row, and it is 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'll be with you for the next hour, hour and a half, or whenever we decide to end it. Anywho, we got some stuff to talk about today. I still haven't been able to get the YouTube simulcast up and running. I promise you I will be working on it over the weekend, and hopefully we'll be able to get it done. I think it's a compatibility issue with the XSplit Broadcaster and Windows 10, so I just want to keep you guys up to date on that. If you want to ask any questions, use the hashtag Vinistry on Twitter, or you could tweet me at SWE Connecticut and send up your questions, send your feedback, send anything you want to talk about. Okay, so we've got some stuff to talk about today. We've got some WWE news coming out of Night of Champions. We've got some. First of all, I want to apologize. We forgot to do the dumb law of the day last Monday. That's what happens with live radio, live TV, live whatever you want to call it. Live podcasting. I actually completely slipped my mind. I was getting into my groove and totally forgot to do the dumb law of the day. So that will be returned today. Let's see. We got some NFL news starting week 3. This is a big week for quite a few teams that have started out 0-2. Especially my fantasy team, SWE Powerhouse, in the Football on the Farm League. Made a couple of moves this week. Actually, made one move this week. Had a trade rejected, which kind of sucks. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. First of all, I'd like to just mention our sponsors. Check them out. We've got Stay Blessed Productions. We've got Jerry Wilson from It's a Real Productions. We've got Wayne Jones, the CEO and chairman of Black Lion Entertainment Music Group. Check them out, www.blemg.com. Check out Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies from West Virginia, actually. And also M&J's Video Game and Sports Cards and Collectibles in Wallingford and Southington, Connecticut. All of them are on Facebook, so check them out. Just go to Facebook and search them up. I will let you know that I'm still in a battle with Facebook. I sent them another letter, basically telling them that they had a week to reinstate my account, or I would go forward with a civil rights lawsuit against them. So their automated response was, the same thing I got the first time. So I will be filing a civil rights lawsuit against Facebook. If anybody's out there listening and wants to join the cause, let me know. Use the hashtag Vinistry. That's VINISTRY, the hashtag Vinistry. Use that to, send feedback, show your support. I've always been straight up with y'all. I've always told you the honest truth about everything, and I've basically laid everything and been an open book. So now I'm trying to get back onto Facebook so I could do my public relations job, and I will be finding a civil rights lawyer to bring this lawsuit against Facebook, because you know what? I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I stand by it. All sex offenders are not looking to be predators against children. Do I agree that children need to be protected? Absolutely. Children's minors. I have a 10-year-old. Okay, granted, he's not on Facebook because he's too young, but But even when he turns 13 and is quote-unquote allowed to have Facebook, I don't want somebody trying to lure him into any kind of sexual acts or try to hurt him. I agree with that. But you know what? There are a lot of people out there that just have not been caught that are actually worse off than a lot of the people that have been caught and have been charged with sex crimes, whether or not they're sex crimes or not. Okay? The fact of the matter is this: they should allow sex offenders on social media because of the simple fact, number one, it helps you keep track of them. If they're like me, I post where I am. I check in where I am. You want to know where I am? Just look at my Facebook page. Okay, it's got GPS on it. You could track. Have somebody sit there and monitor the pages. Have it part of your sign-in process. Are you a convicted sex offender? Okay, well, you're on a 90-day probation. You post anything inappropriate, we have the right to disable your account or whatever. Give them a chance. Social media is everything nowadays. If you're not on Facebook, chances are you're missing out on, sales at restaurants, sales at stores. You're missing out on contests, okay? That, to me, is ridiculous. You've gone to prison. You've paid your debt to society. You've done as long as you're out of prison, you're off probation, you've done all your programs and everything, quite honestly, you're a member of society. You're deemed safe to be in society. So if that's the case, then you should be allowed. And, like I said, 90-day probationary period, monitored, something like that. But you can't stereotype and clump all convicted sex offenders into one category, because that's wrong. It's another form of prejudice, another form of racism. Granted, there are whites, blacks, Hispanics, Chinese, Asians, whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to, whatever kind of race you want to say. Every race has sex offenders, okay? But the fact is, we're being discriminated against because of the society and the fear. Like I said, it's a stereotype. Anytime somebody hears the term sex offender, they always think child molester. They always think pedophile. They always think rapist. That's not always the case. And it doesn't mean that if somebody does make a mistake, or in their younger lives, does not mean that by going through prison and going through therapy and everything, they're able to change, or that they're not able to change. The fact is, like I said, and I will continue to say this ad nauseum until it gets through somebody's freaking head, okay? People change. People change their lives, and to kick somebody off of Facebook or not allow them to be on Facebook because of something they did in their past is ridiculous. It's wrong. It's asinine. It's ass backwards. And you know what? It's just absolutely wrong. I am passionate about this because you know what? I work in public relations, be it for the podcast or be it for the Connecticut Panthers. I work in public relations. Therefore, I need social media. For me, not to have social media is a detriment, and it's losing money out of my pocket, or potential money out of my pocket. So that's one of the basis of the lawsuit that I am going to bring against Facebook because of this. So, therefore, quite honestly, that's all there is to it. So, with that rant being over, I will say this. I want to thank you. I want to thank you to the listeners out there. The listeners who are listening right now. I'm sure there's like one or two listening out there live. And I want to thank the 103 followers on Twitter we have now. It's a great thing to know that the people are listening to the tweets and finding the tweets. Like I say, use the hashtag Vinistry to show support. Send feedback, send questions, send comments, whatever you want to say, okay? And that's all there is to it. So, here we go. We are live, actually, right now. And actually, you can play it right from the Twitter freaking page. Okay? So, anywho, I will say that I want to thank you all for the support that you've shown me, and thank you to the listeners. Okay, how to contact us? Well, with Facebook still down, at least for the Sportswire part, here's the deal. You can Okay. Here's the deal. You could listen to us on our home website, Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire. All right, that's where our show is housed, through Spreaker. You can also check out our websites, www.swe-ct.com and www.myfatcatradio.com. On Facebook, you can still visit the Sportswire Facebook page, which is facebook.com/sportswirect, and the Fat Cat Radio Facebook page, facebook.com/Fat Cat Radio Enterprise. You can, on Tumblr, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Periscope, SoundCloud, tout at SWE Connecticut. That's where you could tweet to us at SWE Connecticut. I do have the live Vinistry Twitter feed going there right now, so definitely get back to me. Let me know that you're listening. Also, on Google+, Skype, and YouTube, it is Sportswire SWE. And then on iTunes, you go to the iTunes page, you go to the podcast page, and you're going to search Sportswire, look for our flame logo, and subscribe. And that's all you have to do. And the newest episode of the Sportswire and the newest game that's been broadcast of the Connecticut Panthers will be there. Will be on there. So check it out, brothers. All right. So we've got, like I said, some stuff coming out of Night of Champions. I still haven't gotten a chance to watch Raw from Monday night. I know it's been horrible. As a matter of fact, I normally watch it on Tuesday on Hulu, the 90-minute version. But the internet at the hotel has been so slow over the past 2 days. It's been crazy. I barely made it through 2 episodes of General Hospital last night because Monday I just couldn't get through anything, or Tuesday I couldn't get through anything. Monday was okay, but Tuesday night and Wednesday night was absolutely slow. But it is what it is. So tonight I'm going to work on trying to finish Monday Night Raw, 90-minute version on Hulu. However, check the WWE Network. There's a JBL has a new series, Legends with JBL, and he's the first Legend is going to be a 2-part series, at least 2-part. Part 1 was released last week, or this past Monday after Raw. JBL with Eric Bischoff, the former executive vice president of WCW, former general manager of Monday Night Raw. He's done a lot. He's working with Jason Hervey with Bischoff Hervey Entertainment. He's doing a lot, and this is one of his first appearances with the WWE in a long time. So check it out. Now that he's no longer doing any work with TNA, so check that out. I will say this. I will say, as a matter of fact, I got a new notification. I like seeing that. I will say this, that a soap opera spy followed me. Yeehaw! All right. But I do want to say one thing, okay? I do want to say one thing. We have been... I lost my train of thought. That's the problem about having the Twitter feed right there. You look at something and you lose your train of thought. Anyways, I do want to say one thing. Okay, let's see. WWE Network has been showing a lot of good stuff. I love listening to the backstory and then pulling the curtain back. I love the Legends of Wrestling, because you hear about some of the glory days. Before I get to anything else, I do want to send a big ol' rest in peace, and my prayers are going out to the family of Yogi Berra, Yankees Hall of Fame catcher, one of the all-time greatest characters in sports. He passed away on Tuesday night at his house, his home in, I believe, New Jersey. He was 90 years old, so I want to send out our prayers and well wishes to his family during this time of mourning. The entire sports world is mourning the loss of a true gentleman, a true character in the sports world. I do. It's amazing because you think of Yogi Berra, and honestly, he never gets. And I was listening to it on Mike and Mike this morning, or was it last night on Freddie Coleman? Either way, he never gets the recognition that he should. I mean, the 10-time World Series champion. That's more world championships than Kurt Angle has, or Triple H has. Not Triple H, I think, is 11. But, regardless of the fact, is, 10 world championships, I believe 3 MVPs. He fought in the Navy in World War II. Took time out of his minor league career to go there before he even made it to the majors, to go over and fight in World War II, which I didn't even know about until I heard it yesterday. But a lot of today's generation, they know the Yogi-isms. And what do I mean by the Yogi-isms? Well, Yogi Berra, he was I have to say, he was a modern day proverbist, if you will. He's, how you always say Confucius say X, Y, Z, whatever it's going to be. A man that goes to bed with an itchy butt wakes up with a smelly finger, something like that. Yogi Berra had a lot of colorful and sayings that really you have to think about to actually understand it. And Yogi Berra, when you come to the fork in the road, take it. Well, everybody thinks, you come to a fork in the road, it's either left or right. You don't just, But apparently they all have basis in real world. They all have the basis of something that's real. So for him to say something like that, it's funny. It's great. And he's remembered by people of today, by, today's generation, because of his yogiisms. It gets late early out there. Meaning when he was in the, one of the older Yankee stadiums, three Yankee stadiums ago, I think it was, or something like that. He would be playing left field when he wasn't catching, and the sun would set early, and especially in like September or whatever. Sun would set early, the shadow would come in, and he's in the dark. So yeah, it would get late early out there. So that makes sense. The whole fork in the road thing. I guess he lived on a cul-de-sac, and when you came to the fork in the road, you can go either left or right to get to his house. So he told somebody when you get to the fork, take it. You can go either way. Again, it's got basis. And then the one that's great is baseball is 90% mental, the other half is physical. Well, that kind of makes you think, but it does, because it gets you somebody off guard. Yogi Berra was a class act. I remember the commercial. I can't remember what it was for. It was a commercial for something. I want to say it was like a food, some kind of a snack food, maybe candy or something. It had Yao Ming in it, and Yao Ming was at the register, and a woman, he was trying to find out a price of something, and she was saying "yo" to get to one of her coworkers to find out the price of this, and he was saying no, "yao," so it would go "yo, yao, yo, yao." At the end, the girl goes "yo," and you see Yogi Berra coming, "No, Yogi." Of course you have to see it. If I can find it on YouTube, I will share it on our website, or I'll tweet it out. But it was a funny commercial. I forgot what it was for. But either way, it was just absolutely hilarious. Yogi Berra, rest in peace, passing away at the age of 90. He will be missed. I believe, he's been a Yankee, a Yankees old-timer for a long time, as coming to the old-timers day. But, catcher and left fielder, he had over 1,700 hits as a catcher alone, which is, the most in baseball history. Just absolutely phenomenal player. He brought the Mets to the World Series as a manager. He, won 10 World Series combined, Yankees and Mets, as a player and a manager. Not to mention he played on a ton of pennant teams that made it to the World Series that never won the World Series. But he's a class act. Great guy. Rest in peace. Yogi Berra, age of 90. Okay, before we get into anything else, we're going to get to our first song. It's our good friend AJ Jansen. Unfortunately, she will not be able to sing the national anthem at the Panthers game this weekend. More on that in a little while. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's AJ Jansen with Country Song Survivor.
It's Friday night. Charlie greets me at the door. I'm feeling fine. He knows what I'm looking for. With a wink and a smile, he catches my attention. God bless the man and his patience. No, I ain't from Tennessee, but country music's in my blood. I got it from my grandpa. He used to sing the songs he loved. I don't abide by the rules of a typical cowgirl, but I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. The scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood. And when the music's so loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me that I don't belong in this ballroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. They come in to see me sing about the legends and lost highways. I remind them for a moment everything's okay. With a tip in a jar and an old guitar that's tired, y'all. Here's a northern Yankee country song survivor. The scars of the honky-tonk bars in my blood. And when the music's so loud, they don't give a damn where I'm from. Don't tell me that I don't belong in this ballroom, just 'cause I'm a northern Yankee country song survivor. Whoa. Saturday night, Charlie greets me at the door. He says he's doing alright as he points me to stage door.
Alright, and that was AJ Jansen with Country Song Survivor right here on the Sportswire. Great talent. What I said before the break was she will not be performing the national anthem, unfortunately. at this weekend's Connecticut Panthers game like it was originally announced. She's going to end up leaving. She has to go out of state for a little while, probably for a paying gig. I don't fault her for that, but the fact is she will not be there. Matter of fact, folks, for those of you who want to who want to listen to the game or come down to Falcon Field, the game has been changed. It's actually going to be this coming Sunday, the 27th of September. It's going to be Sunday, September 27th at 6 p.m. Kickoff time, 6 p.m. at Falcon Field in Meriden, Connecticut. We will be live on Fat Cat Radio, pending the weather is good and the internet connects. So it'll be your reigning, defending, undisputed 2014 NFL Colonial Conference champions, the Connecticut Panthers, taking on the Connecticut Chiefs. Live, like I said, 6 p.m. Sunday, September 27th, live and only on Fat Cat Radio. Definitely listen to it because you know what? It's going to be a great game. It's the last regular season home game for the Panthers, who are currently 8-1, tied in first place with the Western Connecticut Militia. We will be seeing the Militia in the playoffs. That's a guarantee. Matter of fact, I don't know how NFL does their tiebreakers, whether it's points, total points, or is it points against. If it's points against, then we have the upper hand. If it's total points for, the Militia have the upper hand. So we'll have to see who gets first seed and second seed in terms of any kind of the playoffs. I will say that I am happy to report. Well, actually, I'm not happy to report, but I am actually upset to report, like I said, that A.J. Jansen will not be able to be singing the national anthem this weekend. However, I am looking for a replacement. So if anybody out there listening knows anybody in the Connecticut area that wants to sing the national anthem for the Connecticut Panthers game this Sunday, let me know, because it will absolutely be great. Just come on down, let me know. Email me, sportswire at swe-ct.com, or send a tweet at SWE Connecticut, and use the hashtag Vinistry. That's VINISTRY, Vinistry. And let me know that you're interested in singing the national anthem this coming Sunday at the Connecticut Panthers game. It's been a week of ups and downs in terms of sports. I mean, first of all, on Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys lost their quarterback, Tony Romo. He's going to be out for about 8 weeks with a broken clavicle. That's collarbone, left side, non-throwing arm, which is good. But they're also without Des Bryant. So, quite honestly, they're really hurting. They're bringing in Matt Castle to be their quarterback interim until obviously until Tony Romo gets back. But the Cowboys are 2-0 right now, so they need to keep on the momentum going. And I give Romo a lot of credit for finishing the game, but he's going to end up being out for 8 weeks. He did not require surgery, but he's on that injured reserve, determined to come back and play or some or other list, so he's out for at least 8 weeks. At the end of 6 weeks, he could start practicing, but he's not eligible to play until 8 weeks. So probably Thanksgiving, I'm assuming, he'll be back and ready to play. But the Giants, out of those 8 weeks, and I'm sure they got a bye week in there, they have to win at least 4 games to be 6-3 by that time, so that they could they could actually maintain their momentum in that NFC East, which honestly doesn't look too great. The Eagles and the Giants are both 0-2, and the Redskins are 1-1 right now. The Redskins and the Giants face off tonight in Thursday Night Football. And that game is, it's not looking too hot. I mean, a 1-1 team and a 0-2 team, and the Giants were actually, they have some momentum on their side because they were literally a couple of plays away from being actually 2-0. But Eli Manning screwed up somehow. I'm not a big Giants fan. I don't normally follow it, so all the news I get is like from other sources, whether it be Mike and Mike or ESPN or whatever. But I will say this: do I have anybody going tonight? I do not, actually. My opponent, Bobby Sackattack, has what's his name? Come on, well, Morris from Washington going as a tight end. No, flex. He's a flex. He's the only one playing tonight. I've got a couple people on the bench. I've got Garcon from the Giants on my bench, and that's about it. But either way, like I said, it's going to be a game where it's a must-win for the Giants. It's actually a must-win for both teams, but the Giants, especially being 0-2, they definitely need to win in order to stay in that kind of race. But again, with Tony Romo out, the Cowboys might not have that advantage, so to speak, to keep going further. However, I will say that my Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-1. They are currently obviously in second place in the AFC East. The Patriots are 2-0. That's no big surprise there. The Jets, however, are 2-0 as well. That's a huge surprise. With Todd Bowles, the new head coach, general manager, head coach. Amazing that the Jets are 2-0. And that's without Geno Smith because of that whole incident where he broke his jaw. You know what? That probably was a good thing. But the current quarterback there, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's I think Ryan Fitzpatrick. That it right? Maybe. I think so. But even though Geno Smith is ready to be practicing and everything, the current quarterback, I think it's Fitzpatrick, is going to stay as quarterback. Well, hell, they're 2-0. Why would you want to bring Geno Smith, who's shaky at best, bring him in at quarterback when you're 2-0 already? So that's going to end up being the Jets for you. They're going to end up sticking with Fitzpatrick, and you know what? It's amazing because you got the Jets who are basically tied for first place with the Patriots. Actually, if I'm not maybe I am mistaken. Maybe the Patriots are actually 1-1. And I apologize for that if they are, and I'm misquoting them. But let me just see. I'm trying to get over to the standings. AFC. Oh no, the Patriots are 2-0. Patriots and Jets are tied at 2-0. In the AFC East, I'll go over the full list here. Patriots and the Jets are 2-0. The Bills and the Dolphins are both 1-1. The AFC North, the Bengals are 2-0. The Browns and the Steelers are 1-1, and the Ravens are 0-2. So I apologize, Steelers are in the AFC North, but tied for second place. AFC South, Jaguars and the Titans are both 1-1. Texans and the Colts are both 0-2. And in the AFC West, the Broncos are 2-0, and the Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers are all 1-1. In the NFC East, like I said, Dallas are 2-0. Redskins are 1-1, and the Giants and the Eagles are both 0-2. In the NFC North, the Green Bay Packers are 2-0. The Vikings are 1-1. The Lions and the Bears are both 0-2. In the South, the Falcons and the Panthers are both 2-0. The Buccaneers are 1-1. The Saints are 0-2. The Saints go to play the Panthers this weekend in what is a must-win for the Saints. Drew Brees, I guess there were some questions whether he was going to end up playing this weekend or not because his throwing arm was jarred or something. He will be playing. In the NFC West, the Cardinals are 2-0. The Rams and the 49ers are both tied at 1-1. And the Seahawks, the reigning NFC divisional champions, conference champions, are 0-2. Bad start. All right, so I will say that that this is going to be a good week for football. Got a lot of must-win games. Especially, you don't want to start out 1-3, especially in a league that the season is only 16 games long. Obviously, in fantasy football, it's only like 12 games long. But, in regular football, it's 16 games. Every game counts, okay? The game ain't over until it's over. Another Yogiism. All right. In my fantasy team, like I said, I'm playing Bobby Sack Attack. Here's my starting lineup. I'm actually projected to win 97-96. We'll see if that actually happens. I got Ben Roethlisberger at quarterback. He's gonna. They're playing at St. Louis Sunday at 1 o'clock. Anderson from Detroit is Anderson from Detroit and Freeman from Atlanta are my two running backs. Denver. I'm sorry. Anderson from Denver. Denver is at Detroit on Sunday at 8:30. Freeman from Atlanta. Atlanta is at Dallas Sunday at 1. Then I've got Cooks from New Orleans. They're, like I said, at Carolina Sunday at 1. And then Brown from Arizona. They're playing San Francisco Sunday at 4:05. Then I've got Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. He is at Green Bay Monday at 8:30. And then Starks, I just picked up this week actually from Green Bay, playing Kansas City Monday at 8:30 on Monday Night Game. Chiefs and Packers. And then I've got the Rams defense. Obviously, we're playing Pittsburgh, which I actually might have to think about changing that, because I've got my defense playing my quarterback. That's not good, in my opinion. And then I've got Adam Vinatieri, who hasn't really done much because Indiana hasn't done much. And, I have to say, after reading, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been going for 2-point conversions more often lately because of the new point-after rules, where they moved it back, I think, 5 yards or something. There have been, from what I heard on Mike and Mike this morning, there have been more missed extra point attempts this year than in only 2 weeks than all of last season combined, and that's simply because of the extra yardage. So for Pittsburgh to actually be going for the 2-point conversions and actually making them, that's amazing. I think that's going to change football. It's going to, the kicker will soon become, only for kickoffs and field goals. Extra points may not be around too much longer if this trend keeps up. The Pittsburgh Steelers are on top of the trend. Now, I don't know. When it comes to 2-point conversions, is that special teams, even though it's the quarterback and the wide receivers and running backs? That's a good question for our league commissioner, Irving Gomez, former Sportswire co-host. I'm going to have to ask him and find out for y'all when it comes to fantasy. I don't necessarily know how that works. But is it special teams or is it an actual play? I don't know. But we'll have to find out. All right. I'm going to get to my next song. It's our good friend Jenna Murata here with Diesel Woman right here on the Sportswire.
1, 2, 1, 2, 2.
I got this big old pickup truck. I've been taking it to work and shit. I got myself a real fat ride. Mirrors for the side vision, dually wheels. You know it's kicking. A one-hitter is packed inside. I'm a diesel woman. Thinking about getting a new tattoo. Thinking about my leather and my guitar too. I'm a diesel woman. I just wanna sit on the beach. I know it sounds cheesy, but I wanna sit and read. Got a stack of papers, I don't wanna sit and grade them. I just wanna guarantee, but for later. I'm a diesel But girls don't want them 'cause they just wanna sit and smoke their marijuana. I'm a diesel woman.
All right, and that was Jenna Murata with Diesel Woman right here on the Sportswire. She's on iTunes, Jenna Murata. I'm sure AJ Jansen is too. I haven't actually looked. But check her out. Check out her music. Absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic. That's all I got to say about that. So, now, like I said, with WWE news coming out, Demon Kane returned. I need to apologize as well, because I completely overlooked the Divas match from Night of Champions, I believe. Charlotte defeated Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship at Night of Champions, ending her record-breaking reign at 301 days. Now I hope Charlotte actually holds the record. Now actually gets the record, and takes it from Nikki Bella. Now Nikki has been getting better. Yes, the Bella Twins. And my biggest thing is, and I've said it a million times on the show before, is that I really like the Divas Revolution, so to speak, with Charlotte, Paige, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. It's like Nikki is getting better. The Bellas are getting better, but they're still not where they should be. Alicia Fox isn't, near where she should be. And then, Cameron or Naomi and Tamina. Like I said, where's Natty? Natty Neidhart, Natalya. She is probably the most underrated WWE female superstar because she's no diva. And neither is Charlotte. Or Sasha's got the diva character, but again, the diva, the term diva, in my opinion, represents a spoiled, like a Kardashian. They're divas because they need to have everything their way. They cry if they don't get their way. They do stuff for publicity. They really, they're really, honestly, they're popular. They're celebrities for no freaking reason. They put out fashion trends. They're I don't know, would it be a stepmother now or stepfather? Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, whatever you want to call her. Was an Olympian, Olympic swimmer, or skier, or something or other, some obscure Olympic sport, and then their father, their father was one of O.J. Simpson's attorneys back in the 90s. But again, it's like, what really made them famous? Absolutely nothing. It's like all of a sudden you hear about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Well, why would I want to keep up with people I've never heard of? That's just me. It's like Kim Kardashian is a train wreck. I mean, the fact that she married Kanye West is an absolute travesty. Kanye West is a moron in all sense of the word. Him coming out saying that he's going to run for president in 2020. First thing, if he ever announces his presidency, I'm moving to Canada if he ever got in for president. The thing is, first of all, I am a diehard Donald Trump promoter and supporter. I feel Donald Trump is what this country needs, and Trump in 2016 is what I believe in. Okay, with that being said, the Kardashians are just nobodies, in my opinion. They're really not. There's no reason. But anyways, that's what I feel like the term diva is. The Kardashians or these singers where they need to, have everything their way, spoiled, rotten, and they may give back, but still, it's like, nobody cares. Let me put it that way. Nobody really cares. I don't, especially care. But the fact is this. If you truly, want to be is seen as a serious competitor, drop the whole Divas title. Yes, you've got the Total Divas show, which I do not watch. I refuse to watch because I could care less. There's only so much. Like, let me put it this way: I don't mind the WWE 24 where they follow like Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan around for 24 hours, and that's fine. But when you're portraying women wrestlers, okay, yes, they're gorgeous. I will admit, Nikki Bella is probably the most beautiful WWE diva out there. Okay, she's John Cena is one lucky son of a gun, if you know what I mean. But again, it's like if you want to, like, let me put it this way: if Fabulous Moolah or Mae Young, had a reality show after them, following them, would you really want to watch that? No, absolutely not. Because you don't want to see women who you're looking up to as legitimate sports stars, in their normal everyday cat fight ways where, women are all catty and there's so much drama, It's like, I don't want to see it. I watched the premiere episode, when Eva Marie and JoJo were first introduced, and Eva Marie went against the company and dyed her hair red, and that became her, biggest thing because they wanted her blonde, and, she said, no, Eva Marie is not a blonde, she's a redhead, fire red, and that became her color, and, now it's, red with everything or whatever it is. But the fact is, JoJo dropped out. She is now just a announcer on NXT and some WWE live events. But she's not, no. Absolutely not. I don't want to see these. Not Ronda Rousey, perfect example. Would Ronda Rousey or any of the 4 horsewomen be on a reality show like Total Divas? No, absolutely not, because they're legitimate sports stars. They do movies. They fight. They're legitimate sports stars. The WWE has made the Divas division a total mockery because of Total Divas. You need to drop the Divas Championship. You need to drop the title, the moniker Divas. Go back to the WWE Women's Championship, because that's what they are. They are women wrestlers. Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Paige, the Carmella, the ones from NXT, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Bayley. They are women wrestlers. They are not divas. Please, WWE, drop the Divas moniker. If you want to keep Total Divas separate, take the Bellas, take Alicia Fox, take all of them off of WWE television and let them have their own product. Yeah, you're still going to see John Cena and Daniel Bryan because they're, in their relationships, but take them off WWE TV, please, because you know what? I want to. Number one, TNA blows the WWE out of the water when it comes to the women's division. Yeah, they're called Knockouts, but Knockouts has a better moniker because it's a double entendre. It's like, okay, we'll knock your ass out, but we're also Knockouts because we're gorgeous. Okay, there's a double entendre. Diva just does not mean anything in terms of wrestling. Nothing. Oh my goodness. I don't know how many times I have to rant and rave about that, but that's in my opinion the way it is. I do not like the hashtag divas. I like women wrestlers. And that's what the WWE has to do, is go back to women wrestlers. Go back to, but they want to have their whole, superstars and divas type thing. Hello, we back on? We're back on. Okay. Alright, sorry about that, folks. My microphone got unplugged. I kicked the wire. But now at least I know how to fix it. But anyways, I have been saying it for months. Get rid of the Divas moniker, please, WWE. Okay. With that rant being said, I am going to our next song. It's actually our buddy Twism White Piece. It's called Do You Remember, right here on the Sportswire.
This one's dedicated to the one I still remember. Do you? They say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Do you remember? All of the kisses, the hugs, the moments that we were totally intoxicated with love. Do you remember? All of the promises, the memories, have you forgotten all of them that easily? I'm sitting here stuck, looking out the window with the rain come and go, the days come and go, the pain come and go, the memories of us that I just can't let go. The moment that we met, our eyes lined up, spine deep inside each other's souls. We both knew from the go we had to grab a hold of this train ride. It started like a roller coaster, now like a children's track, we moving slower. Hollering and screaming, fighting and believing the best we had already achieved. I believe the moment that we accepted defeat came when we stopped fiending for each other, stopped being there for each other. But there is no other that I would have ever put before you. It's just that the proof I had for you wasn't the truth for you. Now I'm sitting here so shattered, feeling like a fool. Does it even matter? Do you remember? The kisses, the hugs, the moments that we were totally intoxicated with love. Do you remember? All of the promises, the memories, have you forgotten all of them that easily? Too many opportunities to recover from the troubles we were dealt, but not enough energy or health to continue to fight the blows being thrown just below the belt. We use words to cut deep like a ginsu. With issues remaining, we never talked and or rearranged behaviors and or actions. I'm thinking back to when I was backtracking, being attacked by your friends, haters, and pretends. Who was there with a shoulder to lend? Who held your hand when the last man left you stranded? Who took you from misery to happiness by being the friend that made you mad at snowball fights in a snowstorm? Candles lit, formed in a heart with warm oil to start the massage, a collage of pictures, prayers uttered together, filled with wishes. Our best intentions never made it to reality. It's a sad reality, thinking of it really. Do you remember? All of the kisses, the hugs, the moments that we were totally intoxicated with love. Do you remember?
Hey guys, Vanessa here from Pose. Are you tired of listening to the same old stations? Are you ready for a change? Well, there's something new coming your way. Fat Cat Radio, hosted by Twism White Piece. Listen to what you've been missing.
All right, and that was our buddy Twism White Piece with this right here on the Sportswire, and then you heard a little ad, so to speak, promo for his show. He does his show like 2 or 3 times a week here on Fat Cat Radio. You know, we do have some more stuff to talk about. Like I said, this Sunday, Connecticut Panthers are going to be live on Fat Cat Radio. It's Sunday, 6 p.m. 5:30 p.m. will be the kickoff show, the pregame show with myself and Lenny Murdo. Then we're looking for the national anthem singer, which means you'll have a little bit of dead air while I introduce them. Unless I could, maybe use a microphone, and I'll figure that out. Anywho, I do want to say that baseball, Yankees are 3.5 games back out of first place from the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays ended up winning the series this past week with the Yankees. They won 4-0 last night, shutting them out It was Russell Martin, a former Yankee, actually beating them with a 3-run homer to add to their already 1-0 lead, and the Yankees just couldn't dig themselves out. But, regardless of that fact, the Yankees are still in the top of the wild card heap. I think the Astros are something like 3 games or 4 games back of them. But then for that second wild card spot, Astros, Angels, and Twins are all within a game of each other. So it's going to come down the wire for the second wild card spot in the American League. In the National League, the amazing Mets. Like I said, I think that's where I was trying to go at one point. The secondary New York teams. Everybody thinks of the Yankees and the Giants first, but the secondary New York teams, the Jets and the Mets, are both in first place. The Mets are something like 8 games in front of Washington. They got beat last night, but I think they're like 7 or 8 games in front of Washington. That's just amazing. The Mets, you don't want to see them choke because you want to see them go into the postseason. Believe me, if the Yankees lose, I'll be rooting for the Mets. And then the Jets are obviously tied for first with the Patriots. Again, it's only 2 weeks, but still, you never see the Jets at 2-0. But it is the second, the second tier New York teams, the secondary. Now we'll see if the Islanders can overtake the Rangers at some point. And then if Brooklyn can overtake, the Knicks suck anyways, so Brooklyn has done that already. Anyways, let's see. So we've talked about that. We've talked about the NFL. We talked about Major League Baseball. We talked about the Yankees. We talked about the WWE. I've gone on a couple of rants and raves. Right. Well, let's get to our final song then. Actually, we'll get to our final segment of the show. And that can only mean one thing. We are actually going with our dumb law of the day. The dumb laws of the day come from dumblaws.com, and we're going to actually go to California for this episode. Okay, so the dumb laws in California. California prison workers will no longer be allowed to have sex with inmates, which is amazing that they were allowed to in the first place. Anyways, film producers must have permission from a pediatrician before filming a child under the age of 1 month. It is unlawful to let a dog pursue a bear or a bobcat at any time. I don't know how you arrest a dog, but again, it's been done. It has been done. In San Jose and Sunnyvale, it is illegal for grocery stores to provide plastic bags. You can only do paper. You may only throw a frisbee at the beach in Los Angeles County, California with the lifeguard's permission. Animals are banned from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, school, or place of worship. Okay, so animals, first of all, they can't go to a tavern to get drunk and have sex because 1,500 feet. They obviously can't be, but again, how do you control that? Bathhouses are against the law. Sunshine is guaranteed to the masses. I don't know why there has to be a law for that. It is a misdemeanor to shoot any kind of game from a moving vehicle unless the target is a whale, which means you could be in a moving boat. Women may not drive in a housecoat, which I think means a robe. No vehicle without a driver may exceed 60 miles an hour. First of all, there would be no vehicle driving at any kind of speed without that, unless it's falling down a hill. City laws in Alhambra. You cannot leave your car on the street overnight without the proper permit. That's actually in some places in New Jersey as well, as I found out. In Arcadia, peacocks have the right of way to cross any street, including driveways. In Baldwin Park, nobody is allowed to ride a bicycle in a swimming pool. Well, no kidding, idiot. In Belvedere, City Council order reads, no dog shall be in a public place without its master on a leash. Of course, there's got to be a comma in there somewhere. In Blythe, you are not permitted to wear cowboy boots unless you already own at least 2 cows. In Burlingame, it is illegal to spit except on baseball diamonds. In Carmel, a man can't go outside while wearing a jacket and pants that do not match. Ice cream may not be eaten while standing on the sidewalk. It was repealed when Clint Eastwood was the mayor. Women may not wear high heels in the city limits. Craziness. In Cathedral City, it is prohibited to sleep in a parked vehicle. Persons may not ride their bicycles through the Fountain of Life. One may not bring their dog to school. In Cerritos, all dog waste must be removed from any yard within 7 days. In Chico, California, driving a herd of cattle down the street against the law. It is illegal to plant a garden in any public street. No kidding. Why would you put a garden in the public street? Detonating a nuclear device within the city limits results in a $500 fine. That's it. Oh, bother. Not even murder conviction for a nuclear device, but oh, bother. One must obtain a permit from the city to throw hay in a cesspool. It is illegal to own a green or smelly animal hide. Bowling on the sidewalk is illegal. Good grief. In Dana Point, one may not use one's own restroom if the window is open. In Downey, it is illegal to wash your car in the street. El Monte, sandboxes may not be used as ashtrays. Pinball machines are outlawed, as well as mock horse racing games. Waitresses are not allowed to consume drinks bought by her customers. Okay, normal. In Eureka, California, one must seek written permission from the Director of Public Works before playing baseball in a city park. Persons may not sleep on a road. Men who wear mustaches are forbidden from kissing women. A man with a mustache may not kiss a woman. Okay? In Fresno, no one may annoy a lizard in City Park. Skipping rocks in a city park is not allowed. It is against the law to hold a private bingo game. Permanent markers may not be sold in the city limits. It is illegal to sell gasoline to a drunken person. Elementary schools may not host poker tournaments. No kidding. Getting drunk on a playground is against the law. In Glendale, it is illegal to jump into a passing car. One may not take his dog on an elevator with him. What about if you live in a high-rise apartment that allows dogs? A person must be 18 years old to buy a wax container. Cars may not be driven in reverse. Well, how do you back out of a parking space, idiot? Public restrooms must be supplied with toilet paper. No kidding. No person may show his or her buttocks on a playground. Okay, you can't moon people. It is illegal to pour salt on a highway. In Hollywood, it is illegal to drive more than 2,000 sheep down Hollywood Boulevard at one time. Okay. Indian Wells, crushing rocks in the city limits is forbidden. It is illegal for a trumpet player to play his instrument with the intention of luring someone to a store. Drinking intoxicating cement is prohibited. Foretelling the future for donations is illegal. In Lafayette, you are forbidden to spit on the ground within 5 feet of another person. In Lodi, it is illegal to shoot silly string at parade participants. In Lompoc, it is illegal to possess, own, or raise roosters. In Long Beach, cars are the only item allowed in a garage. It is illegal to curse on a mini golf course. And boy, oh boy, there's a lot. All right, well that's it for the day. That's a lot of laws, a lot of dumb laws, I should say. All right, folks. I want to thank you for being for listening. Thank you for for everything. I love you all. Hopefully by Monday we'll have the YouTube simulcast up and running. I keep trying to say that. I keep trying to fix it, but it ain't working yet. All right, folks. Thank you very much. This is the Sportswire. We're signing off. Remember, Sunday, 6 p.m., 5:30 pregame for the Connecticut Panthers against the Connecticut Chiefs. All right. Folks, have a great day.